You are listening to Larry Conners, USA.
You want answers?
I think I'm entitled.
You want answers?
I want the truth!
You can't handle the truth.
This is Larry Conners USA. Larry Conners USA.
I woke up this morning, got myself a gun. Mama always said I'd be the chosen one.
Good evening. We begin tonight with facts in the face of one political party's attempt to whitewash history at home and abroad. Now, this isn't about policy differences or the philosophical distinctions between Democrats and Republicans. It's simply about fact versus fiction. The GOP's willingness to cynically embrace fiction and the damage this is doing.
Wow, there you have it. Anderson Cooper, CNN, Cooper Cottonmouth. This is June 18th, Juneteenth, 2021, now a federal holiday. We're going to get in that later. But here was CNN Cooper and talking about how the libs and Cooper and the state-controlled media, they suddenly have brand new, serious, genuine concern about law enforcement officers who were attacked. Well, wait a minute. They're not concerned about all the law officers who were attacked. Only those who were at the Capitol Hill Police mostly, on January 6th. They're going to dismiss all the events over the summer and before, as Antifa, BLM, and just anarchists in general attacked and battled police in their face, throwing Molotov cocktails at them, rocks, frozen bottles, bags of urine, whatever they could in that fashion. They didn't say word one about we need to recognize what these men and women are doing on the front line for us. Even Pelosi was saying at the time about the rioting taking place, the looting, the arson. Well, sometimes people are going to do what they're going to do. I'm not going to justify what happened January 6th. I never have. I've said repeatedly they were misguided if they consider themselves to be patriots. And then again, a lot of them in there, they weren't really doing, they were just following the crowd, and they were not really pushing or battling police. They walked in because everything was open. I'm not making excuses. I'm just saying that those attacking police then should be compared directly to those attacking police elsewhere across our nation, be it Portland, Seattle, L.A., wherever. But that does not fit the narrative the left is now pushing. We'll get into that in more detail. And Dr. Fake, he says he's spinning faster than a helicopter blade. I never said COVID couldn't come from a lab leak. In fact, I've always been saying that. Really? Well, then what else had he said? Scientists now admitting they suspect a lab leak, but admit they also didn't speak out. They were afraid of being canceled or maybe linked to Trump, maybe tied to racist rhetoric. So they weren't being scientists at that point. They were being either leftist politicians or being leftist pawns to be moved around the board. Follow the science or follow the scientist and see if they really are scientists. That Biden-Putin summit, Fred Fleitz, President Center for Security Policy, said Biden just set U.S. security back. Plus, another action he's doing is actually arming Hamas terrorists. Biden got hit with a question, by the way, one he didn't like. He went off on the reporter, later apologized. The CNN reporter said, that's okay. He didn't need to apologize. You remember how many times Trump might fire back at a reporter? And they would just go ballistic on him. Biden, you get a pass. In the meantime, there's serious questions being raised again. Is Biden mentally capable to continue the job? Does he need to take a cognitive test as they had Trump do? Trump took it, scored 30-30 apparently, what we were told, that perfect. Now, you have to keep in mind, there's the devil you know and the devil you don't. If Biden were to take a test and score, I don't know, way down in the bottom, the 25th Amendment could come into play because the Democrats would start gathering their forces And, of course, the VP has to sign off if they're going to remove the president in that fashion. I told you from the beginning, I'll bet she signed that paper the day she took her oath of office. Use it when you're ready. We have a special close scheduled for today as we celebrate Father's Day. And be thankful if you still have your father. Plus, a traditional business trying to destroy itself as it tries to be woke. This makes no sense whatsoever. I don't care what your standards for purity and Puritan approach is, but Victoria's Secret is going upside down. Lock and load. Ready on the right.
You can email Larry at LarryConnersUSA@gmail.com. LarryConnersUSA@gmail.com.